nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. We are back at full strength, Big J.
Yeah!
Here on this Monday, the 5th day of January 2026, Big J. We haven't seen each other for well over 2 weeks. I wish you a very happy Monday. How are you, dude?
I'm all right, man.
You're hanging in there?
Yeah.
How were things while I was gone?
Awful.
No!
It sucked.
What do you mean?
Well, let's see. The week leading into that week of Christmas was rough.
Why?
It was real. It was so busy.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Oh my God. I slept like nobody's business on Christmas Day.
Love
Let me
it.
tell you what.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, but and Christmas was terrible. I mean, this is the weirdest Christmas ever, man.
Why?
I think the weather really messed it up for me, but it
It was just too nice?
It did. I mean, it was 60 degrees out. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But this last week was nice.
Good.
So a couple 4-day weekends. Can't complain about that.
That's right. And a couple of like weird middle of the week days off too. So you're all recombobulated. You're feeling pretty good.
No, it's gonna be a rough week.
Oh man.
Back to full blast.
That's right. 5 days a week. Well, I mean, don't forget you do have MLK Day coming up, so you do have another 3-day
That's 2
weekend right
weeks
around
away.
the corner.
It's
No, it's right
January
around the
8th.
corner.
We got a concert that day.
That's true. So yeah, you'll be technically working, I guess, but I'm not sure how much is expected of you that day.
The question is, how are you after 2 weeks of not being here?
I'm okay. I'll get into how my new year started here in a little bit. And the spoiler alert, it's
God.
not that great.
Oh no.
But it was wonderful to have some time and to spend it with the kids and have a really good Christmas. A lot of Lego sets were built over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
A lot
nice.
of assistance in setting up and putting together a PlayStation 5. And so I think everybody was pretty happy, all things considered. But it certainly has been. I miss this place. You know, it's weird, but like as you mentioned, like there's like a bunch of really weird days off kind of in the middle of the week, so it doesn't really feel like full weeks anyway. You know what I mean? Lots of stuff going on behind the scenes. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
But it was just like one of those things where it was like, man, not a whole hell of a lot going on, but I am happy to be back, and we are ready to go for 2026. Agree or disagree, Big J?
I mean, yeah.
Do we get to hear from Mrs. Big J for the first time this year?
Yeah.
I love that. It'll be great to check in with Miss Kylie. We're going to be doing that today. We have tickets to give away over the course of the program today. That's going to happen. We're going to play things like Pop Culture Smackdown and Bad Impressions. You're going to hear some headlines. We're going to have some fun. Are you ready, Big J?
I'm ready.
Then let's get started with some Rob Zombie, kicking things off here on the Morning After on the X Rocks.
Newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, you had mentioned it, but we have had some unseasonable weather as of late. You understand?
It's bizarre.
Yeah. It's really, really, really weird.
I mean, I've been out riding my motorcycle in
Nice.
December, in January.
But that's got to feel good, right?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It also feels weird, like I shouldn't be doing it, like I'm doing something wrong.
Well, you are. But it certainly takes some getting used to. But maybe, just maybe, it's kind of one of those things that's playing with our head a little bit. And one of the things that people aren't used to doing, much like riding their motorcycle in January, is being able to go and take like a hike in the traditional hiking paths because the weather has been so nice. But over the last couple of days, Big J, there has been some rain here in the Treasure Valley. You understand?
Yeah.
And so now we have a situation because the Boise Foothills, you ever heard of it?
Of course.
One of the more popular
Landslide.
places to get in and get your hiking on, go on some trails, take the mountain bike out, and just enjoy the wonderful views of Boise in usually the summer, spring, or fall. But people have been able to enjoy it over the last couple of weeks because of the unseasonably warm weather. But here is the problem, Big J. Over the last couple of days, the rain has really hit the foothills pretty hard. And so Ridge to Rivers, which is a nonprofit that kind of keeps track of the trails and lets people know what's going on, is warning people to be very, very careful. Over the last couple of days, Big J, several injuries on the Boise foothills because the foothills are very, very muddy right now. So, you know, you have overnight lows of 37, and then you've got highs of like 50 during the day, and then you've got some rain, so they have been very, very muddy. And it leaves the clay-heavy soils in a sensitive state. So they're sticking to shoes, it's sticking to tires, and people are wiping out, and people are falling down, and people are hurting themselves. So they are advising you to take some extra care if you're deciding to do some hiking this early on in the year, I suppose, during this winter months, because it could be a problem. If the mud starts sticking to your shoes or tires, do not use the trail, and people are continuing to power through, and it's becoming just a little bit of a problem. It's not like it's an epidemic or anything, but you don't want anybody else injured if they don't have to be, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
So maybe if you're a novice hiker or a novice biker and you're not familiar with the terrain or the travels or what could possibly go wrong if you head out on the foothills, if it's a little soft, stay the hell off the foothills trail. Don't want you going down ass over tea kettle in the Boise foothills, stuck on some sort of mountain. That wouldn't be good. You understand? So please be careful, exercise caution, and pay attention to your surroundings to make sure nobody gets hurt, because nobody wants to start off the new year with a compound fracture. Agree or disagree?
God, no.
About a month ago, before Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss to become the head coach of LSU, abandoning his team before they started their playoff run, Ole Miss responded by winning their first playoff games. They will play in the semifinal on Thursday against Miami. And in the final seconds of their second playoff victory, Ole Miss fans in the stands had some choice words for Lane Kiffin, Big J. I don't know if you heard the chant. Yeah, they said the F Lane Kiffin chant had started pretty loudly in the stadium when they were winning their game. Even though he's now a hated enemy of Ole Miss, he's still collecting $500,000 for the victory. If Ole Miss wins on Thursday, that total jumps to $750,000. And if they win the College Football National Championship on January 19th, he will still win $1 million because the team asked him to step away. He did actually say he would like to continue coaching, but Ole Miss was like, yeah, no, we're good. But his bonus structure is still in place. So
I
there's
heard
still
that
money to be
LSU
made.
has to pay that.
I have no idea who pays.
At least that's what I heard. And I was like, that's hilarious.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that? Maybe that's part of his buyout. Who the hell knows? Big J, looking at the weekend box office, the number one movie in America, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Another $40 million for box office for this movie. It now has made $1 billion worldwide. We joked a while ago, who cares about Avatar? All these movies have done is made billions of dollars since they've come out. But, to be fair, I still don't know a single person that's seen Avatar: Fire and Ash. Do you?
I mean, I know a guy who's a big Avatar fan.
Okay.
So do you. So I know he saw that movie.
I do. Who is it?
Dave from,
really? From what?
let's see, about 18 different bands from Black Mirror.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. But I mean,
he loves it. We got into argument once on Facebook about it. Like,
but
all right.
I don't know and haven't had a conversation. Not that I bring it up in conversation a lot, but I mean, it's another movie that's just amazingly doing money. But I haven't met anybody that's seen it. But lots of people have gone to see it. There's no doubt about it. Speaking of movies everybody's seeing, Zootopia 2 continues to rake in the money. It is now the highest grossing animated film of all time, with another $19 million here domestically over the weekend. Housemaid number 3, Marty Supreme number 4, Anaconda number 5. Did you see Anaconda, Big J?
Yeah, Ian and I went and saw Anaconda.
How is it?
It's not that great.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer.
Oh, man.
There were some funny parts in it, but it's overall, it depends on how seriously they were taken. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think movies are weird these days.
What do you mean?
I think maybe it's more me that's weird, but both Ian and I agreed it wasn't that great.
If you had to give it a letter grade a la Morning After the Movies, what would you give Anaconda?
C.
Oh, okay. Right down the middle of the road, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing impressive. You expected more? Were all the funny parts in the trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of what I thought. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, there's your first round of important stuff. It is the X-Rocks.
Here's traffic.
That is Bush. That is Come Down here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Welcome to 2026, Big J. How does it feel?
It feels like it did a couple days ago
What does that mean, though?
in 2025.
Oh, you mean nothing feels different to you at all?
No.
It's just another day, another dollar.
Beginning of a new time.
What does that mean?
It just means I don't see a whole lot changing right away. It's not like you turn the page and it's a whole nother book.
No, but I mean,
We're stuck in the same story, man.
That's right, because you're not a real big New Year's resolution guy. So, like, New Year, New You, these are things that I want to change going into 2026 or make better about myself, are not really things on your radar, right? The
Well, you set
traditional
goals,
New
but-
Year kind of thing doesn't really, like, register for you. you don't really have like it's now 2026. These are things that I want to do for myself, or changes I want to make in order to do whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably one of those demarcation points of people where they're like, listen, if I'm somebody that makes a New Year's resolution, I am going to know when the calendar flips over, and I am going to make a concerted effort for either a long period of time or a very short period of time of whatever changes I want to make. So I can understand there being like a tangible difference between people that do make those differences and don't, understanding why there is a new year or whatever. But, every day that goes by, Big J, we get older. Agree or disagree?
Yeah.
And I got a wonderful reminder on New Year's Day of how old I truly am. Because let me tell you how my New Year started out. Doing laundry, right?
Yeah.
Needs to be done. Has to be done. I am washing the kids' bedding. And I am making a bed, Big J, in my child's room. And I am basically like, throwing the comforter over one side of the bed to the other, when all of a sudden I feel a pain very unfamiliar to me. It was a very shooting pain in my lower back, and it was almost immediate where I was like, okay, I've definitely done something, right? Like, I mean, something happened. No outrageous movement, nothing crazy, but like I'm
the slightest of movement.
I'm literally doing something I've done probably 3 times a week, every single week. And I'm leaning over and I just like kind of fluff out the comforter a little bit. And I feel like this nasty, like kind of like pick in my back. And I'm like, oh man, next thing I know, Big J, I have pulled a muscle or I have done something in my lower back. And I am now on day 4 of this happening. And it hurts so goddamn bad. I don't know. I'm following the instructions. Like, I'm doing a lot, like the first 3 days or so, it's a lot of ice. I'm doing that. I'm doing stretches. I'm doing all this stuff. But if I have pulled a muscle like this before, it is foreign. It must have been so long ago that I don't remember. But this is a sensation altogether new to me, and it's miserable. And it just is a reminder that I'm older, and like I guess I have to be careful. But like that is not what I had on my bingo card to start 2026. So I barely can walk. You should have saw me try to get up the stairs this morning in this radio station as we were on the 2nd floor. It was not a fun trip. Getting into my car this morning sucked. Everything about it is like really, really terrible. And so forgive me if I'm in a peppy mood, because
Peppy? Peppy's a good thing.
Well, I guess. Maybe chippy is a better way to put it.
Yeah, chippy is.
Because I pulled a muscle in my back and it's absolutely killing me. It's right down there. And so
Yeah.
I've been popping pills and I've been doing stuff and
look.
stretching, but God.
I rolled over like a week and a half ago in bed and pulled, like messed up my back. Rolled over in bed, Nick. So I understand what you're going through. Hopefully it passes and it's just pissed off.
What's your Big J tips for severe lower back pain?
Here's the thing. I know why my back's messed up.
Sure.
Like I know I'm pissed off one of my discs that's herniated.
Uh-huh.
So I know how to treat that, and it's with ice and heat, and
Okay.
then it'll go away unless it's protruding into a nerve, and then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
So I don't think that's what you got going.
No, I just pulled something. I don't think because I wasn't doing anything crazy or falling or had any kind of pressure on it whatsoever. I just made a movement that my back didn't apparently.
Have you
like.
had issues using the restroom?
What do you mean?
All right, then you're fine.
Like it's not like what,
Everything's coming
number
out
one
all
or
right?
number 2?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
All right, you're all right.
Okay.
You're gonna be all right.
Okay. If you have problems, that's when you have issues.
Sure.
Now I know. Sure, you say. Well, you brought that up like you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just got issues
Sure.
when you screw up your back.
No, everything's going coming in and going out okay. It's just a matter of like mobility is limited, and sitting down doesn't feel good. Standing up after a while really hurts, and so I'm just in constant pain. And
Welcome to
it sucks.
2026,
Yeah, welcome
MFer.
to almost 50.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. We'll check in with Mrs. Big J to find out how Big J's weekend was. That's next on the X Rocks. I bet that is Paranoid here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. And it struck me, Big J, I didn't get your version of events when we opened up the show.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, Big J?
The weekend was
Yeah.
great. It was very relaxing.
Nice.
I did about Sunday morning at about 10 o'clock, right before the wife goes to work, she starts kind of pestering me to do stuff.
Okay.
Like, oh no, she's got to do the weekend grade, and now I have to have stuff to do all of a sudden.
Did you get those things done?
No.
Oh, okay.
I do not predict good things here today.
All right, well, that's Big J's prediction. Let's check in with Mrs. Big J, Kylie, who joins us every Monday morning to talk about Big J's weekend grade. Kylie, does that sound about right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. He was in his office. He wanted video games and football and real grumbly this weekend, the whole weekend. Just like, I'm like, can you please bring in the 5-gallon thing of paint? Can you hang up these pictures? I mean, it was just a lot of grumbling. But he did do a couple big things. He finally took out the trash in his office, which was overflowing onto the ground.
Pretty gross, dude.
Yep, and I don't even think I had
Nothing
to
in
tell him that. I think I said, hey, I'm taking out the trash, and he grabbed his own, and he cleaned the kitchen counter, which he does dishes. The kitchen counter is something, he's never cleaned our stove. It's our new stove that we've had for like 3 years. So it was a huge thing because he's in this fascination with peanut butter, and he's getting it on the counter. He's getting it on the side of the peanut butter jar. I don't know what he's putting the peanut butter on. Well, you keep eating it every day for the last, 4 days. What are you putting it on?
Toast.
Oh, okay.
And you're
What's
making
getting
a mess when you do this?
Apparently.
Okay.
The peanut butter gets sticky, man. It's all over the place.
all over.
But he actually took some sort of somewhat damp towel to the counter and cleaned it off?
He did.
Nice.
He did. Very surprising.
Very.
And it was very pleasant to see.
I'm sure.
It was very pleasant.
What were some things on the honey-do list that he didn't get done for you?
Yeah,
guys?
did I have a list before
Yes.
yesterday?
Yes, you did.
I did.
I've been asking you for weeks to hang up the pictures in the hallway, and I am going to paint the hallway eventually, but I want the pictures where they're going to go regardless. And we're battling that. But we brought the paint in yesterday, so that's going to start. And I asked you something else. I don't remember off the top of my head, but he just is grumbly, real grumbly.
Why such an aversion to hanging up the pictures, Big J?
Well, I was hoping for Christmas, Santa would bring me a new drill to use.
Your drill's broken?
I don't have a drill.
No.
Oh. What happened to your
He
drill?
gave it to Mason.
Oh,
He gave it
okay.
to Mason.
You want to borrow mine?
So we're just going to get it back.
No,
I'm borrowing Mason.
no, I actually just would like a drill to have at the house. It'd be nice.
Sure. For like the once a year when you have to hang up pictures.
I would listen. I'm sure I could find more than a few things to use that for. So
Well, here's hoping that eventually gets done so that you can start on your project, Kylie. How goes the garage project, Big J?
yeah, that's great. It's
The
a great
GP.
question. I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, there's stuff in there still that needs to get removed.
Kylie's
But that's
laughing.
not on me. She's laughing because she knows it's not on me.
What stuff needs to be removed? Are you still in the baby toy kick?
We got most of that out of there.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's the,
All of
but
it?
We've got there's a couple things. Once we put away Christmas, it'll probably have a chance to really be done. But we got a couple things we need to get to the kids' house.
Got it. Christmas decorations still up at the Big J abode?
Yeah.
Okay. And then eventually the teardown will begin, and then the garage project.
She's got the next, 80 hours off.
Got it.
So I'm sure we'll get that done.
Oh, Kylie, are you in charge of
I
Christmas
can't
decorations?
do it. It's a team effort.
Oh,
It's a
right.
team effort.
Things are up high, right? And so Big J and Heights
Yeah.
dynamics. Got it.
No, I don't mind the heights. It's the falling off the ladder
No,
that
right.
we want to avoid.
That's why. Kylie, so overall, what would you give Big J as a letter grade for this weekend?
Yeah.
A C.
All right. A real anaconda situation. Well, Kylie, as always, we thank you for your time, and we appreciate you, and hopefully you have a wonderful week, and your husband helps you out everywhere else that he possibly can.
Aw, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
See you later.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up next, we got some important stuff. It's on the way here on the X Rocks.
And Big J.
Critical thinking, Big J.
Nobody wants it.
Get out of here with your stupid logic.
We're going to leave that to you.
But if you want to be better at it, according to a new University of Gothenburg research study, shows that, listen, if you read simple instructions a couple of times, right? Like you go through it and then you go through it again and you're like, does this make sense? You sure? It can actually help you become a better critical thinker. They did a study where they tested 1,200 adults who reviewed 6 arguments on topics from economic policy all the way to basically opening and closing hours of businesses. So it's not all political stuff. You understand?
Well, it's not all like intricate, detailed, orientated.
Right. It's like topics that the layman can have at least some sort of opinion on, and then maybe given some evidence, change opinion or argue some sort of argument about it.
Oh, yeah.
And so then they actually gave them this project where it was pretty easy, 6-step kind of thing to put together a little bit of like a Tinker Toy kind of contraption. And once they did that, they had better arguments or at least asked better questions about whatever topic that they were given. So the lead researcher says that they think that maybe reading simple instructions a couple of times, maybe doing a small project, help kind of gets your brain awakened a little bit and maybe helps you become a better critical thinker. And you can focus on especially like weak arguments or some sort of thing that maybe you could figure out that your brain isn't activated to hit up on the initial argument. So giving your brain a little warm-up exercise could actually help it. Yeah.
Brain calisthenics, baby.
Doing some brain cardio can help a little bit when it comes to other particular things. So if you see yourself getting into an argument later in the evening, maybe doing some brain warm-ups can help you break down some of those, kind of spears coming your way. Who knows? But it can't hurt, right?
Yeah.
And so good luck. I mean, I don't know where you find these things.
I'll tell you what, I don't think it works.
Why not?
Because I don't want to reveal all of my secrets, but there are times when, about a half hour or so before Pop Culture Smackdown, I'll go do a couple of trivia quizzes.
Yeah.
Just to get, things starting to fire off. It doesn't work.
Well, I mean, I don't think
the critical thinking doesn't come through.
See, but that's not what they're telling you to do.
No.
You're not taking a test quiz before a quiz. They want you to do something and like reread it a couple of times and build something, and that wakes up your brain. So I think you're maybe taking the wrong test. Maybe you haven't eaten a couple like small Lego sets over there, and before you know it, you're firing on all cylinders and knocking people out of the park.
You only say that because you spent your vacation doing Lego sets.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Well, some of these were knockoff Lego sets, so the instructions were even more difficult.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, it was
Chinese.
It was not quite, but it was like one of those deals where they're like, there's just like pictures of like 15 things on top of one another, and you have to like try to, and they're all the same color, and you're like, how the hell am I supposed to figure out what goes where? But eventually you do. It's a miracle. Big J, Troy Aikman has another job. He has been hired by the Miami Dolphins as a consultant to help the team find a new general manager. Now, normally, this would be considered a conflict of interest, especially considering Aikman has been in the broadcast booth offering supposedly unbiased commentary for the past 25 years. But, listen, the year's 2025, and the NFL let a lot of boundaries fall down when Tom Brady was allowed to be a Fox broadcaster while simultaneously being an owner of another franchise. And so now the NFL can't stop things like this happening because they've already allowed kind of things to happen with Tom Brady. And so now everybody is at a free-for-all for if you have some sort of experience, you're supposed to be non-biased. None of that stuff matters anymore. You understand?
Well, Troy's been trying to get into the personnel part of the NFL world for a long time.
Sure. And it wasn't allowed to because he was a broadcaster. But now,
is that the real reason?
Well, yeah. It was a conflict of interest until Tom Brady took the job at Fox. And then it became okay for broadcasters to be involved in behind the scenes of NFL franchises when he became a part owner of the Raiders, which they would never allow up until Tom Brady did last year. And so now that kind of like Pandora's box has been opened, and so now you have this particular situation. How good Troy Aikman will be at this job is another thing altogether, but he'll still cash that check no matter what. You understand, Big J?
Sure.
Big J, you know who Mickey Rourke is, right?
I know who he is. I don't know what he looks like anymore.
Whatever he looked like in your head, I'm sure it's not what he looks like anymore.
It changes every time I see a picture of the dude.
He needs your help, Big J. He has...
No, he can't have it.
Why not? You just don't want people that have plastic surgery?
If he stopped having plastic surgery, maybe he'd have a career still.
Well, if you listen to him, he says he needs it from all the boxing matches he did when he was desperate for money then and knocked his face around a little bit. And so he needs to get back to square one. But he apparently is $60,000 behind on his rent, according to People magazine. How this happens, I don't understand either. If any one of us were more than $2,000 behind on our rent, we'd be out on our ass. How does one get up to $60,000? But he is 73 years old, and his manager, Lila Jolie Jones, launched the fundraiser on Sunday with a $100,000 goal to cover rent and related housing costs. Within hours, it raised $1,500, so there's that. He apparently was served with a notice in December demanding a payment of about $59,000 due to back rent and to vacate the property within 3 days. The landlord is also seeking attorney fees and lease termination. Of course, Big J, what would you say you know Mickey Rourke the most from? Give me the Big J ranking of movies you're familiar with.
Let's see. There was 9 Months. Was that the name of that movie?
The Hugh Grant, Julianne Moore comedy about having a baby? I think
No.
you're thinking of 9.5 Weeks.
9.5 Weeks.
Where he
yeah.
bones Kim Basinger.
Yeah, and then The Expendables. And
Of
that's it.
course.
And that's it. Those are the only two movies I know of. Oh, Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man.
What about Iron Man 2? Come on.
Oh, yeah. He looked pretty normal in that one,
What
too.
about
yeah.
the wrestler? Come on.
Oh, yeah, the wrestler.
And so these are the reasons why he is leading on the
4
public
movies.
to need a little bit of help back in the day. So please, if you have it in your heart to help out Mickey Rourke, I cannot promise all this money is going to rent, but he desperately needs your help. So if you want to give a handout to a Hollywood celebrity, you have the opportunity to do so. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic. Light. Stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Rotten hell, you worthless maggot!
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Big J, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
That's right.
And today we go down to Florida to meet Susan Avalon. She is 51 years old. And apparently, she had a very busy Thursday of last week. Because she is facing some pretty serious charges. And it all apparently happened within the same day. So we're going to head down to Manatee County. And Sheriff Rick Wells there says deputies found a 54-year-old man with some gunshot wounds at his Heritage Harbor home. He was still alive when deputies showed up on the scene. And they asked the man who shot him. And the victim said, ex-wife. And then promptly passed away. Like it was some sort of... some sort of movie. Yeah. And then apparently his 15-year-old daughter, also Avalon's child, witnessed the attack and said that there was a masked person in gray that was leaving in a silver Honda Odyssey. Now, they did some searching, and sure enough, Susan Avalon owns a Honda Odyssey, Big J. So that gave police at least probable cause to show up to her place, and they did. And when they showed up, she was in her driveway, Big J, cleaning out a Honda Odyssey with bleach. That's weird, right?
Yeah, that's not your average item that you use to clean your vehicle.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of CSI, but that would be like a nice little warning light that would go off in my head going, why would somebody be doing that? When's the last time you cleaned your car with bleach, Big J?
Never.
Yeah. And
But I haven't murdered anybody recently either.
Touche. When the deputies kind of walked up on Susan, they're like, hey, would love to talk to you a little bit about your ex-husband. And that's when Susan said, quote, which one?
What?
And then they're like, okay, we better do a welfare check on her other husband. This dude shot dead in Tampa as well, Big J.
Oh, no.
This woman went on an ex-husband killing spree on Thursday. Don't know if there was anything, at least in the story or the police report, there's no inciting incident that made her want to go, today's the day both of these people die. But she did murder apparently both of her ex-husbands on the same day with a matter of hours of each other. And now she finds herself in jail facing a couple of murder charges, Big J. That's no good.
Damn.
Now, again, I don't have a motive other than their ex-husbands. I don't have anything. There could be much more to this story than what we're saying. Not that anything would be justified, but it is certainly a very interesting way to spend a Thursday. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yeah, that's not typical of the Black Widow stories.
No. Apparently, the Tampa Bay shooting occurred first, followed by the Matinee County killing. And then she was taken into custody. She is jailed. They're continuing to search for a weapon and additional evidence tied to the case. But the one thing these two cases have in common is Susan, and she is now in some serious trouble. Big J, what the hell?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Don't kill your exes. Don't kill anybody.
It's a hot take, but I believe in you, Big J, and I believe that that's right as well. So I guess head on a swivel. You never know when things are going to come home to roost, I suppose. But be careful. Listen, you also got to, take into account the Florida factor. That's always a thing.
Yeah.
You never know what the hell's going on down there. And this is another incident of that. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks. Smashing Pumpkins, Disarm here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, we don't agree on everything, but can we at least agree upon the housing market being completely different than it was just a few years ago here in the city of Boise?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We can't agree on this.
This, at least, we can agree on when we talk about a starting point for the next conversation, because it really wasn't that long ago when basically it was almost impossible to buy a house in this Treasure Valley because there was a lack of homes available for people to do it.
I think it's better to say it was almost impossible for you to not sell your house if you put it up for sale.
Right. Also true.
Like instantly.
And, the cost of housing was through the roof, courtesy of the pandemic. And then, the cost of housing kind of stayed that way. And then a bunch of people were like, let's build houses. There's clearly a demand here. And then they kind of overshot a little bit because now there's a bunch of new builds and there's nobody moving into them because the cost of housing has gone through the roof. I believe that's a very big factor in what's going on. And so, while it has impacted the Treasure Valley greatly, the housing crisis is a real thing in the rest of the country as well. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yes.
Part of the problem is how much money it now costs to build a house from scratch. The cost of materials and all sorts of things are through the roof as well. And so that means when you're building a house from the ground up, it costs a lot more money for you to do so. Therefore, the price tag on that house is much, much greater. And so because of those material costs going up over the last calendar year as well, you can say the design of new houses has been impacted greatly. Because I believe that I know in your house you have one. I have one in my house, but in 80% of new houses, there's something that a lot of houses now currently have that aren't on the floor plan. Do you have any guess as to what room I'm talking about that no longer exists in some new houses?
Probably a dining room.
You're exactly right.
They've been going out of style a long time
the
ago.
The standalone by itself kind of dining room space has gone away, because people are using that for more creative, flexible spaces. Either they're using that floor plan to create another bedroom or an office or some other space that can be a little bit more useful in their home than just a dining room, because it's one of the least used rooms in the house. Is that the case with you? I mean, it's you and the wife now. Are you sitting down
really
at the dining room?
have a dining room.
Well, you have the dining room table, right?
Yeah, we have a dining room table. We
Sure.
use that all the time, but I wouldn't say that's a dining room. Maybe the room that's her office would have been considered a dining room, or it's a bonus room. I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah, I
but
call that a bonus because there's isn't there a step to get up there?
No.
No, there's not? Why
No.
am I'm thinking in my head.
There's a huge, arch. We got a
Right.
huge arch, and I'm like, I wish we could put doors in there.
Yeah.
So we could lock her in there when she's working and can't yell at me to do stuff.
Maybe that was supposed to be a dining room now that I'm thinking of the
Yeah.
lay of the land, but you've never really used it as such.
No.
The dining room table's kind of always been outside of that near the patio door. Am I remembering this
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yes.
And so, it certainly is something that is used. I have I would call it a separate dining room, but it really is used sparingly in my house as well. And it's a huge space that isn't really functioning that great. And so people are getting rid of the dining room when they are designing their houses from scratch. Now, that's easier said than done. Maybe you can turn your dining room, like you have done, into a different kind of space, but it is certainly interesting to see it eliminated almost exclusively from new designs and new blueprints that are being put up. It's just one of the things that people are just starting to think a little bit more practically. And dining rooms are nice and can be certainly a status symbol and always good when you're hosting, but in the day-to-day kind of functionality of a home, is it something that is really a room that we all need? And I would say no, but there are some people out there that love it
Yeah.
and need it and want it. And so I can understand it going the way of the dodo,
Yeah,
but
they're in their 70s.
it certainly is interesting to me to see that kind. I don't know if there's another room in the house that would be phased out like that. You know what I mean? Like every other room's either a bedroom or an office or a living room or a kitchen, and all those things feel like they're pretty standard. And for a long time, dining room felt that way too.
Yeah.
And now that's not the case.
I'd say the next would be the living room. Like, do you even need that anymore?
Just you're watching your movies on your laptop in your bed,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's a nice kind of space. I love my living room. Do you use your living room a lot?
No, not really.
You're
right
a bedroom
now.
guy or office guy, right?
Yeah.
That's where you're spending your time. And so, yeah, maybe that's the next to go. But I mean, that's like the center point of your house. What do
Right.
you put in there
Yeah.
other than that? You know what I mean? And so that's where you start to get a little bit of question marks involved. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Our fingers are on the pulse of architecture. We've been telling you that for years.
That's what you come here for.
We got some important stuff as well as your pop culture smackdown next on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
Happy New Year, Big J.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
It is 2026, which means New Year's resolutions. And if you believe a brand new study from Dublin City University, Big J, 2026 is going to be one of the worst years on record for people keeping their New Year's resolution.
What? Why?
Well, I mean, like, there's lots of factors, but the number one factor why they're expecting it to be really bad, hey, everyone's depressed, Big J, and it's hard to make serious and dedicated life changes when your mental health is right there in the turlet circled in the drain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they expect this year to be lower than years past of kept, resolutions, and they don't expect it to be all that great. It's tough to start over when you have instability and you have some mental health issues. And so if you want to be successful in 2026 and you do want to make some changes,
Don't try to start anything.
well, don't try to make like seismic shifts, I guess, is the key. Try to find some small things that you can kind of baby step into changing things up about yourself and how you do things, and then maybe you might find more success. But if you try to treat this like a regular New Year's resolution, like I am going to quit X or I am going to start Y, the odds of you being successful, not exactly great. Overall, there's of course some outliers. They're going to do fantastic. There's no doubt about it. But it is one of those deals where usually on average, New Year's resolutions hit around 25 to 28% of the time. The rest of them usually fall off at some point or another. They expect this year to be around 15 to 18%. So not great overall. So don't feel bad, I guess, if you fail, but also maybe make a little bit more.
It depends on the resolution.
Right.
You know?
Right. But usually they're major changes, which is why they're not stuff that's overall successful. Like you go from I don't work out at all to I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. And yeah, there's going to be that small minority of people that knock it out of the park, and great for them. But a majority of you're going to go through Wednesday and you're going to go, bleep this, man.
Yeah.
I got sleep I got to catch up on. And not that there's anything wrong with that either. That's all a personal preference of what you want to do. But you have to be, I guess, cognizant of these things.
I contemplated for a little bit. I'm like, I need to do something. I get up so early. I might as well get up an hour earlier to exercise. No way. 3 o'clock? Like what?
Yeah. 3 o'clock is very different than 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
As you
yeah.
well know. You wake up at 2:30 sometimes and you want to jump off a bridge. So it's not great.
Yeah. So those are things I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
But maybe it's like, if you're going home at like 1, you head right to the gym afterwards. And then you go home after that.
Yeah, I've thought about that, but it gets complicated.
So
sometimes.
before is a non-starter and after is a non-starter. It's tough. Finding time
Yeah,
is
sounds
tough.
like there's no start. Oh, geez.
Hey, at least
Die
you
in
tried.
my 50s.
At least
Let's
you
go.
tried. Big J, your NFL playoff lineups are set. Let's go through it game by game for the wild card weekend, and let's see who you like winning it all. First game on the docket is Saturday on Fox. Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Rams favored by 9.5 on the road. Who do you like?
Let's go Rams.
All right, you like them to win and cover? You think they're going
What's
to kill
the-
the pick?
what are they-
9.5 they're favored by.
Nah, it won't be that big
All right.
of it.
You like them by a touchdown,
Yeah,
maybe?
a touchdown.
Fair enough. The nightcap on Saturday is Packers at the Bears. The Packers somehow, some way, favorites coming into this game. It doesn't make any sense to me, but who do you like in this matchup, Big J?
I mean, yeah, the Bears.
I like the Bears as well.
Sorry, Packers.
No, they're coming in. They're backed into the playoffs on a
Coming
4-game
in
losing
hot.
streak. Everybody's hurt. I do not think that they will win against the Bears this Saturday, and I'm sure the Bears will treat it like a Super Bowl, and that's okay. Big J, the Bills at Jacksonville kick off the Sunday games. Bills favored by 1.5 on the road. Who do you like in this match?
This is a tough one because the Jaguars have been scrappy, real scrappy, and the Bills seem to be like looking for a reason to lose games. So I'm going to go Jaguar.
Okay. Big J likes the Jaguars at home. 49ers at Eagles, the mid-game on Sunday. Who do you like? Eagles favored by 3.5 at home.
Yeah, this is like a repeat of a couple years ago. When, of course, the Niners had most of their guys until they didn't have any quarterbacks in the game and got scrambled. Do you remember that?
I do.
Championship game. I'm going to go Eagles, but by a field goal.
All right.
It's going to be a tough game.
Nightcap on Sunday, Chargers at the Patriots. Patriots favored by 3.5 at home.
Patriots.
Okay. And then there is a Monday Night Football game this week. It is the Texans at the Steelers. Texans on the road, favored by 3.5. Who do you like?
Let's go Texans.
All right. And you got, of course, the number one seeds. You've got the NFC has got the Seahawks, and in the AFC, you've got the Denver Broncos. Who do you like in the Super Bowl just from these teams? What do you got?
Oh, man. Let's go Rams versus the Texans.
Jesus. And who wins it all?
The Rams.
All right. Rams is Big J's Super Bowl pick. We will see if he is right. What's making you ride the Steelers, or the Texans, I should say?
I mean, their defense is just bonkers. Like, they can do some bonkers things. And their offense, I mean, can do some stuff here and there. The Broncos, they're just so inconsistent, like, on offense. Their defense is really good as well.
Yeah, Denver's a tough place to win, though.
But I think the outlier here could be the Patriots, depending on how well they perform. They were really good this season, but they also went up on the worst record possible. So I'm not sure if they got everybody's best shot. So we'll see what comes of the playoffs.
I like him against the Chargers this weekend, but then I think they hit a roadblock. But we'll see what ends up happening. Leonardo DiCaprio, you ever heard of him, Big J?
Of course.
He is starting to doubt if you're ever going to get off your ass to see a film in the theater. The industry is starting to shift, and he is worried about films in theaters. He was talking to the Times Cinema, and he was saying that, listen, the industry's changing at a lightning speed. Of course, you've got Netflix taking over Warner Brothers, so that's going to be a huge transition. And he wonders if people that, aren't going to see, like, franchise films or children's films will actually have a chance to see movies in theaters. Or are movie theaters the new jazz bars, Big J? Where you have to like seek them out, know where you're going, and actually, kind of figure things out before you go and see a movie in theaters. But he thinks that the movie industry is in for a fight for movies in movie theaters. Do you agree or disagree?
Well,
with
the
Leonardo
data shows that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I don't know if it'll ever be
unfortunately.
like jazz bars, but I feel like, the multiplexes will be what your Marvel movie or your family movie of the week, and then like maybe one or two other movies, and that's going to be a problem.
well, and there won't be as many of those theaters.
Also,
I mean, we've got a lot here in the Treasure Valley. There won't be as many after this Netflix thing. They're going to keep movies in the theaters for just 15 days or whatever.
yeah, a couple weeks, and then they're on the road, so you have to get, but I believe that even before streaming was a thing, the industry kind of
45 days.
hurt themselves leaning so hard on opening weekend. Like if a movie doesn't open, like it used to be a movie was in the theaters for 3 months, so it would open okay and then continue to make money. Now it's like opening weekend is when you make a majority of your money, and then if you've got some staying power, great, but the odds are that's all we're going to hear from you is your opening weekend where you make a splash, and if you don't, then it's game over.
And you could get some statistics and data people and analytics people in there too, because, with that first weekend, if it's not super popular, if it doesn't work out, then, because it costs so much money to have it in so many theaters, they'll scale back the number of theaters it's in.
Yeah.
That's also kind of lopsiding it and not giving it the ability where you had, it's almost like football, Nick, where it used to be players and teams would have, years to be able to develop something. And now we need it right now. The winning has to be done now. And so if it's not, we're going to flip the switch right away if a guy has 10, 15 interceptions in his first season, et cetera, where guys like Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, would throw 20 interceptions during their first season as a rookie season. That wouldn't be allowed to happen anymore.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's first 3 seasons were awful.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about that because he's become a generational quarterback. But yeah, nobody's given the chance.
So with theaters, it's the same way. Once that first weekend doesn't happen as well, there's just not as much opportunity for people to go see that movie because they erase it from the theater schedule.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, and it's not going to get any easier. So see those movies while you can, because it may become a moment where it's very difficult to actually go experience a movie in a theater like it's meant to be seen. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, your Pop Culture Smackdown. That's next on the X.
Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, it's time to hook it up, man. We got some tickets to the Foo Fighters, a Foo Fighters tribute band. It's going to be at the Knitting Factory January 16th. That's a Friday, friends. We'll get you hooked up with tickets. If you can beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown, back to it, man.
What was the standard operating procedure while I was gone?
We were doing, I was doing a kind of like a quick fire pop quiz. So you had to get 3 of the 5 questions right.
Damn, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you win if you win on this, you may only need 1. Who knows how Big J's going to do? 208-287-1003. That is our phone number if you would like to play. Of course, Pop Culture Smackdown works this way. Big J's got some questions. You got some questions. You get it right. He gets it wrong. You win. Hello, the X. Oh, no. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it, Big J? We're back to it. And so things slowly but surely ramp up into the world of popular
Yeah, they're
culture
like,
Smackdown.
Foo Fighters, a tribute tickets. I'm too good for that.
That's exactly what's happening right now.
I mean, we got the bougiest listeners around, right? Like, how many people were like, that's not for me, I'm out.
We had at least 7. Hello, the X.
How's it going?
Good, man. What's up? What's your name?
You all right?
That's your first.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Chris.
All right, Chris, you're up first. Chris, Mace Windu, of course, in the Star Wars universe, played by the immortal Samuel L. Jackson, by request, had what color lightsaber in the films?
Purple.
That is correct. Right. You're officially taking on Big J. Big J, speaking of huge, gigantic hit movies, who directed the movie Forrest Gump?
Who directed it?
Yeah.
Let's go with
longtime collaborator, Mr. Thomas Hanks.
Yes, and with Steven Spielberg as well.
Mm-hmm.
Directed Goonies, if I'm not mistaken.
The director of Forrest Gump?
Yeah,
I don't think that's right. I could be wrong.
Robert. Oh man, I'm having a brain fart. I mean, I can know who it is, but I can't think of his name.
You're halfway home.
I know. I can only think of Robert Smigel, but it's not Robert Smigel. That's a different guy.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a different
the creator of Triumph the Insult Comic Talk. No, I'm sorry, but you did get the first. I don't know if he directed The Goonies. He definitely directed Back to the Future.
What's the beginning of his last name?
Z.
Zemeckis. Robert Zemeckis.
There you go. God! Unfortunately, it is too late. Which means, Chris, congratulations. You are the victor.
Really easy, man.
Hang on one
Don't
second.
even answer one question.
You got some Foo Fighters tickets coming your way. Yeah, you did. You got purple. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Your headlines are next on the X.
Welcome back.
Here's traffic inside the TDS Fiber Traffic Center on 100.3 The X.
We have an accident on Eagle Road in Eagle. This is north of Floating Feather Road at East Rooster Drive. The rest of the commute, clear and moving along quite well. No problems on 84 eastbound all the way from Canyon to Ada County and into downtown Boise. Chinden looks good from Caldwell to Eagle, about 28 minutes. No problems through Garden City and into downtown Boise. Get 1 gig fiber internet for $49.99 a month for 2 years from TDS Fiber. Order now at tdsfiber.com.
The CBS 2 Adventure Weather.
News you can barely use. It's headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows, Big J. Whatever works. Finders, keepers, or follow-up.
Whatever works.
Medical workers at Grundy County Memorial Hospital in Iowa successfully recovered heirloom wedding rings accidentally thrown away by a patient. Susan Sinwell realized the day after her hand x-ray that she had discarded a napkin that contained her grandparents' wedding rings in the hospital trash. When she threw the napkin away, it sounded funny when she hit the garbage, but she didn't think about it at the time. Maintenance crews then searched through 50 to 60 trash bags using metal detectors after discovering the waste had been compacted and with several days of garbage.
Oh my God.
The hospital's imaging manager then came to the rescue. He brought a portable x-ray machine for faster searching. It took 45 minutes and 35 images to locate the rings, but they got them back, Big J.
Yeah.
They found the rings in the compacted garbage.
You know how much it costs for all those x-rays? $40,000.
I wonder if they're charging her.
Because it's funny, it doesn't really cost that much. They just put whatever price they want on it.
That's what they would charge, though, for sure. Finders, keepers, or follow-up?
Follow-up.
It's rare we have a headlines follow-up, but you remember the Pennsylvania woman who was arrested last spring after she walked into a convenience store and with her partner, and then she was the one who defecated inside the fridge while the partner was stealing a bunch of stuff?
I mean, I might have got mixed up with a lot of defecating stories, so I don't think
the staff was reporting to the Code Brown and the walk-in beer fridge while the guy was stealing a bunch of stuff on the shelves. Her name was Crystal Gauss. She happens to work as the director of food and nutrition at a local school district.
What?
She was caught by a store employee who saw her walk into the beer cave, push some cases of beer aside, and then drop a deuce right there on the shelf. It was a pretty bad look for her. It was caught on the surveillance camera. Well, she appeared in court last week. She accepted a plea deal on the charge of disorderly conduct, creating a hazardous and physically offensive condition. She was fined $75, ordered to pay $80 restitution to the store, and she is banned from ever returning. But she got away scot-free, Big J, other than $75. I'm not sure if she kept her job or not. I don't know if that's a fireable offense, but I think it's probably not a great look for the school district, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be hard to go into a classroom and teach after all that's out, you know?
Well, she's the director of food and nutrition, so odds are she's probably in the kitchen.
Oh, you wouldn't dare go eat anything in that cafeteria ever again.
It'd be a hard sell for me.
Like,
yes.
where else she defecating? The first question you asked.
It is a wonderful question to ask. But she avoided jail time, so there is small victories in that, I suppose. Wrap it up with Finders Keepers. Oxford Bus Company collected 4,387 lost items in 2025. They returned about 1,000 pieces to owners, but that represents only about 23% of all found belongings. So we now have a list of some of the weirdest things found on a bus in 2025. Number 1, an inflatable dinosaur costume, Big J. Somebody left behind a potato with googly eyes, a bunch of rubber ducks, some fortune cookies, a baby bonsai tree, some pickled onions, a bicycle tire, a 22-pound bag of rice, Nerf guns, yoga mat with inspirational quotes, and then, of course, tons of keys and phones and umbrellas and purses and wallets are among the common items, but there are also several unexpected ones as well. If you, of course, they use a little app called Not Lost, which is an online service that passengers can log on to if they've lost something on the buses that can help them do that. It's nice that they have that. As somebody who's once lost something on public transportation and never saw it again, it would have been nice to have that app back in the day, but unfortunately, listen, I didn't have it, so those are gone. Now, what happens, Big J, to things that don't get picked up from the lost and found? Do you have any idea?
No.
Right to the thrift store, dude. They get dropped off, they don't take anything from it, and they throw them in the thrift store. So if you walk into a thrift store and go, hey, didn't I leave that on a bus somewhere? Odds are you probably did. Probably your thing. There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. It's the X Rocks. 2 weeks away from the first big show of 2026. It is those guys along with Bad Religion at the Ford Idaho Center Arena. We are very excited. We have more tickets to give away, so keep listening for your chance to go check out Offspring for free on us, courtesy of the X. That's how we like to roll. But ho, 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 Big J, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, and you know what? I got your present here. I didn't get a chance to give you. We didn't have a day planned.
No, I thought I would give. I mean, usually it's the last day. Thank you, man. Yeah. Oh my God, it's heavy.
Careful, it's heavy. You know, at this point, it's hard to give each other presents because you don't know. I mean, it's 18-year marriage here. And you had mentioned something to me, and I was like, I know what this guy needs. This guy needs this, and he needs it right away.
It is a portable tire inflator because I do believe I went on a tangent about how every single one of the When the it's not that I had anything in my tire, but when the weather changes, sometimes your tire pressure will go down.
Fluctuates.
And so I needed a place to inflate my tire, and every gas station I went to, the tire inflation thing was busted up or not in service or something was wrong with it for like 5 different stops. I finally found one, but you had mentioned you have one of these, right?
Yeah, I have one for my motorcycle. It's
Yeah.
really important. The tire pressure is super important. So it's great, and especially because you and your awesome, hybrid 50 there from the CX hybrid, it tells you how much you're off by.
It does.
Which tire, which is nice.
Yes.
My older car doesn't do that. But, you can set this thing to a specific air pressure, and it'll fill it up just to then. They're
Love it.
amazing. You can keep it in your car. It's
I'm gonna.
charged, and it's good for all kinds of stuff. I mean, I know you guys do a lot of balls there, so, you can fill up anything.
Do I have to charge it? Is it one of those
Yes,
things? where
yeah,
have
you
to-
gotta charge
Okay.
it up first.
I can do that. Easy enough. Thank you very much,
yeah,
sir. I
yeah.
appreciate it. It is a very thoughtful and a useful gift, and that is something very hard to get for me. You're right. So thank you very much. Merry Christmas, Big J.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, too.
I love it very much, and I will treasure it all. More. I'm serious. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We got ourselves some bad impressions. They are next on the X Rocks.
If the gift.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
And let's hook it up with some free concert tickets. That's right, tickets to a concert for free Saturday, February 21st at the Knitting Factory. It's the Red Knot Chili Peppers. So it's not the Chili Peppers, but it's dudes up there playing Chili Peppers music. It's called the Tribute, man.
Oh.
And it's actually a ton of fun. And we'll get you there for free. All you got to do is figure out the clues for the celebrity, which I'm pretending to be.
All right. The number is 208-287-1003. You get 3 clues. They are all supposed to point you in the direction of somebody pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is in 3 clues or less, congratulations. This prize could be yours. Hello, the X.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
This is Efren.
Yeah, Efren, you're up first, man. Good luck.
Yeah, man. Hey, the great outdoors. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Jumanji 3 all starring me in the next 2 years.
Next question.
Will there be another Die Hard season? Nope. I'm all done. Dying Heart.
Last one.
Don't worry, I'm still going to be doing stand-up, maybe even come back to Boise again.
Oh my God. How could I not know this?
I know, it's a tough one.
I'm lost. Yeah, I'm lost on this one. I'll just, you know what? Planes, Trains, Automobiles. And then you said Jumanji. And then you said Die Hard.
Heart.
Yeah,
Die Hard.
The other one up. Die Hard. Oh, God, what's his name? That midget. Forget his name.
I mean, not totally. I gave you half of his name.
You did. Kevin Hart.
Good job.
Brian
Hang on.
Holmes.
I mean, that was the whole process. We stuck with him for a while.
That small person.
Good job, Efron. Hang on one second. We hook. He's really remaking Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. What's the other one you said he's remaking?
Yeah, Great Outdoors.
Jesus God.
So, hey, listen, maybe
Rest
Cat
in peace,
Williams
John
was right.
Candy.
Yeah, rest in peace, buddy. But he, before then, so I remember, on Amazon Prime, Nick, Mr. Beast, the YouTube guy, had a contest or a contest show called Beast Games. They're bringing it back. It starts Wednesday. Additionally, they're dropping on Wednesday, I think it's an hour-long episode of a celebrity version that's giving away $1 million. And so Mr. Beast and Kevin Hart are going to be kind of the hosts for this game show, and then there'll be a bunch of other celebrities who are taking part. Dio Lippo and a whole bunch of other folks. Let's see, I saw, gosh dang it, now I lost my thing here. Just a whole bunch of, mid-celebrities, if you will.
Well, Dua Lipa's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I guess so. And
Not in our
Dwight
world, but-
Howard. Dwight Howard.
All right, well, there's that.
Some other people.
That ends my relevancy argument. But I imagine it's for charity, right? They're not pocketing the $1 million, the celebrities.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. Morning
Some
after.
of these celebrities might need that.
Yeah, Dwight Howard maybe. Dua Lipa, no.
Dwight Howard, he doesn't need the money either, right? A couple contracts.
Yeah, I mean, he's did pretty good for himself, but it's been a while since he played the NBA, and God knows what happens then. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks.
For me.
That is Poppy. That is Amy Lee. That is Courtney LaPlante. It is End of You here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J, wrapping things up for the big show of the new year. That's it. That's the first show, us full strength of 2026. Big J, give us a grade.
Today's I'm going to give a B+.
All right, better than Anaconda. We'll take it. And better than your weekend grade.
Yeah.
The wife gave you a solid C, but you'll pass classes any day of the week with that particular grade. So congratulations, Big J. We also had a chance to give away some tickets to some tribute bands. That trend will continue tomorrow if you're in the mood for that. We also will have a chance for you to pick out a movie for Big J. That's going to return normal style as well. Streaming Dumbass is back, and you just announced to me that Netflix is back on the menu, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you put up a good fight, Big J, but sometimes the kids win out no matter what, right?
Well, yeah, sure. At least there's something I can watch now. I don't have ads, so
it's true. And it tees up the final season of Stranger Things for you, too.
Yep.
And you'll be able to watch every single one of those really, really long episodes without any commercials. Thank goodness for that. Hey, a reminder, coming up on Friday, Be Our Guest returns for 2026. And this week, you can be our guest at Cope & Ross Craft House and Grill for just $50. You can grab $50 for just $25 beginning at 9 o'clock at xrock.com. They've got 60 rotating taps of beer, cider, and wine. They got some great food like sandwiches, wraps, salads, and more. They're pet-friendly. They're family-friendly. So check it out for yourself and be our guest to get $50 worth of craft pours and fresh food at Cope & Ross for just $25 at 9 o'clock at xrock.com. It does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Nick, for the first time in my 49 years of being a citizen in the United States of America, in the city of the Treasure Valley and Canyon County, I have been requested to serve on a jury.
It's happening, huh? Well,
yeah,
you can get out of it pretty quickly.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I put in my paperwork. It's set for the first week of February, so we'll see how this goes.
Beautiful.
I was quite shocked.
You were?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, every once in a while duty calls, but usually your job will remove you from jury.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, Your Honor, I'm just going to go talk about this on the radio. Try to gag me, pal.
That's not usually how that'll work. You probably won't even make it to the questioning process. If I had to guess, your number may not even be called. You're supposed to call in advance now.
Yeah.
You never actually have to show up, so who knows? But congratulations, Big J. So you've never anywhere else?
Never.
Because you've only been of age here, right?
Never, ever.
So this is the first time. Beautiful. And it's Canyon County?
Yeah.
Now, who knows how that'll work. So I wish you the best of luck.
Right.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, Jason Drew. We will see you tomorrow. It's the X Rocks.